Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about why Evrima has no middle ground. And what I mean by that is simple. The game is either too hard or too easy, and almost never balanced in between. This isn't just about skill, it's not just about the learning curve. It's about how Evrima handles its playables and how they're released into the game. Because right now, Evrima doesn't ease you into anything, it throws you in the extremes. In Evrima, a dinosaur is basically one of two things. It's either completely dominant and will destroy everything, or it's barely playable and you just die by everything. There's almost no point where something feels solid, fair, or stable for too long. You either feel unstoppable, or you feel like prey no matter what you do. And that's not how a survival game should feel, and everybody knows that, and everybody knows my opinions based on past videos. I mean, that's not how a survival game needs to be. And that's not even a dinosaur survival game. The playable release problem. A big reason for this is how playables are released. Instead of building the ecosystem evenly, Evrima tends to drop dinos in chunks, and those chunks don't always match what the game actually needs at the time. When something new drops, it usually 1 takes over the server, 2 forces balance changes, or 3 gets hit with nerfs. Everybody here knows that. Look at Carno, for example. And by that time it's balanced, something else breaks the game again. It's a never ending cycle. Trike and Rex. I'll give credit where it's due. Trike and Rex were probably the closest Evrima has came to doing a release right. They felt impactful, they felt dangerous, they felt like they belonged. But even then, there were problems. Trike, in my opinion, came way too early. When Trike was added, the ecosystem was not ready. For a long time, servers were basically ruled by Carno and Sarah. Everybody knows that. And because there wasn't enough competition, those dinosaurs lost their real purpose. Carno wasn't a hit and run hunter anymore, it was everywhere. Sarah wasn't a body bully anymore, it's just a wall. And instead of fixing the ecosystem around them, balance started swinging from side to side. Carno is the best example of Evrima having no middle ground. At one point, Carno was oppressive, fast, deadly, and everywhere. Then it got nerfed very hard. Now Carno feels like a shadow of what it was. Weak in fights, risky to play. Anybody who used to main Carno, especially back when East Plains still existed, will know Carno used to bully Sarah's. Instead of tuning it down slowly, Evrima went from one extreme to the other. And that's a pattern we've been dealing with for a couple of years now. This is not new. Then came Dibble and Maya. When they dropped, something became very obvious. There was almost nothing that could push them around, and even till this day. Now, by the time of recording this video, obviously we have Rex and Aloe into the game, so obviously, Aloe is there to kind of push them around, and it has. But, I mean, even then, really still, there's not a whole lot of competition. But outside of Sarah, which had to be buffed specifically to deal with them, most carnivores just couldn't do much. So what happened? Instead of adding proper counters, the game leaned on buffs, and still does till this day. Buffs instead of balance. This is where Evrima really misses the mark. Instead of saying, hey, we need a larger carnivore to balance this, the solution became, let's buff an existing one. That's how you lose identity. Sarah stopped being a scavenger bully hybrid, it became a solution to a problem it was never meant to solve. And when you do that, everything else starts to fill off. What should have happened instead? The real issue, when larger herbivores were added, the game should have added a larger carnivore to match. Not buffs, not stat tweaks, not band-aids. An actual predator that naturally pressures those herbivores. Because ecosystems don't work on buffs, they play on rolls. Why there is no middle ground. This is why Evrima always feels unbalanced. Because instead of gradual tuning, natural counters, slow adjustments, we get big buffs, big nerfs, big swings, and every time that happens, a playable goes from overpowered to useless or the other way around, and there's no time in between. Hard or easy, nothing else. For players, this creates a weird experience. Some dinos feel brain dead easy, overly forgiving, others feel punishing, exhausting, and it's just not worth the effort. Like trying to grow a Rex right now, there's no point in wasting 12 hours of your life. It's just not worth the effort right now. There's no consistent difficulty curve. You're not rewarded for mastering mechanics, you're rewarded for picking the right dino at the right time. That's not skill, that's meta chasing. Why Evrima needs to change. Evrima doesn't need more dinosaurs faster. It needs better timing, better roll balance, better pacing. Playables should enter the game to fill gaps, not create more gaps. And balance changes should move things slightly, not shove them off a cliff. Here are my final thoughts. Evrima is a good game. It has great ideas, but right now, it has no middle ground. Everything lives on the edge. They're either too strong, too weak, too hard, or too easy. Until the devs focus more on ecosystem balances instead of quick fixes, this cycle is going to continue repeating itself, and it still is doing that. It's been doing that since Evrima became a thing, and that's why Evrima always feels unstable when it's fun. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!